What's up guys, it's Khoi from Gentleman Within, and in this video we're going to take a look at a not so well known made-to-measure company based out of Toronto, Canada called Vulture Suits. So if you were to ask me about buying a suit, whether it's your first or your fifth suit, I would most likely recommend made to measure. And of course, going made to measure is far from perfect. In fact, I've had some nightmare experiences as well as some spectacular ones. And so sometimes it really is hit or miss when it comes to made to measure. So many factors are going to determine whether or not it's going to be a positive or negative experience for you. The first one is, were you measured at a showroom as opposed to measuring yourself? The second one is, are the stylists actually knowledgeable and doing a good job of setting expectations? Number three, are the sales staff, stylists, and tailors actually knowledgeable and know about custom suiting? And number four, are you able to articulate your personal preferences and exactly what you want and what you like in a custom suit? And so if you can't check off all four of these, then chances are that there could be some problems along the way. When Cecil Lau, the founder of Vulture Suits, reached out to me and asked if I would like to try on one of his suits in exchange for a review on my website, I was kind of skeptical at first just because of the highly affordable price point. It was very cheap and, you know, I had never heard of them before. And so, you know, I did a little bit of research on Google and I found two reviews, exactly two reviews. And one of them was from my good buddy, Brock McGough, the Modest Man. And he was actually in high praise of the brand. And so naturally, I'm like, I gotta check this out. So Vulture Suits, they're based out of Toronto, Canada, and their suits are manufactured in China. They claim that their suits are a luxury without the sticker shock. You know, in an ideal world, all brands would be like this. All right, so let's get right to it. In this review, I'm going to break down the suit in 5 categories, starting with 1, the ordering experience, 2, customization options, 3, the suit quality, 4, the finished product, fit and the details, and 5, customer service. Okay, so I ordered the suit on January 7th and received it on February 2nd. And so it was about a 3-week turnaround, which is actually pretty good for made to measure. Sometimes you're often waiting well over a month for your suit to come. And so that's always a good thing when they can speed up that process. Okay, let's start off with number 1, the ordering experience. So to ensure a proper fit the first time around, I opted to measure an existing suit that fit me perfectly and then provide those measurements to Vulture Suits. And so that's what I did. But then Cecil came back to me and he asked if I could provide my body measurements in addition. And that's just so that they can kind of cross-check so that can ensure that it's in a more accurate fit in the end. Most of the time, this is all you need, but you know, if you want to ensure an even more accurate fit, they're going to ask for your body measurements as well. And in addition to the measurements that you provide, they also request 3 recent pictures of you, front, side, and back, just so that they can see your body shape and also, you know, make adjustments according to the pictures, which is pretty common in made to measure as well. And so I'm all for, you know, taking all these little precautions just to ensure that we really nail the fit on the first round. All right, so one major downside to ordering a suit with Vulture Suits is that there is no visual designer. In fact, there's no descriptions or visual indicators of what the customization options are. And so if you are new to made to measure, you're gonna have a little bit of trouble, you know, navigating your way around and figuring out like what specific options are, like vents, lapels, and things like that. But, you know, if you know what you're doing, then it should be a breeze. But, you know, it can kind of deter people who are new to made to measure from ordering a suit there. So number 2, let's move on to the customization options. And so when I was on the website, the first thing I noticed was a "you see it, we make it" option. And I was like, okay, what is this? So checked it out, and this is where you can kind of take a picture that you've seen online of anyone wearing a suit, and they will do their best job to replicate it with textures and patterns in-house that they have. So I've always had my eye on this Articles of Style suit that Dan Trapanier is always wearing, and it's this forest green Donegal tweed suit, and it's like a fall winter suit. It looks very thick and highly textured, and it's just a beautiful looking suit. So I sent this along to Cecile and his team, and he, you know, came back with a few options that were similar to the suit but not exact matches. They didn't closely resemble, but there were hints of a green hue and some golden specks in there, and I was like, okay, let's try that out. When it comes to the padding on the shoulders, these days I prefer light to no padding at all, and so I requested for a very light shoulder pad, which he said that they were able to accommodate, so that's great. You know, I've ordered some suits in the past that really give off that football shoulder pad silhouette that is not a good look. It looks like you're straight out of the 90s magazine. So additionally, you're able to request 3 additional styling, customization options beyond, you know, your typical lapel size with the way you want your buttons and pockets to be and all of that. So I requested functional sleeves with kissing buttons, side tabs on the pants for adjusting in place of belt loops, and then buttons on the inside of the pants so that I could attach braces to them. So these were the 3 additional options that I was allotted. But if you ask me, I think that these should be options that are already included and not additional special, you know, customization options to choose from. But maybe that's something that they can change and offer in the future. All right, so number 3, let's talk quality. And so all Vulture suits are made from 100% pure wool, tweed, or cotton. The tweed suit that I have is not the thickest, but it's also not the thinnest. And it does have a little bit of texture to it, so it looks really nice, but it's a little lighter and thinner than I would have hoped for. But all in all, it's a serviceable suit that I feel like I can wear pretty often. It can become a staple in my wardrobe, but it does seem like that it's a quality construction that could last for many seasons. Granted, I take good care of it. All right, so number 4, let's move on to the finished product, the most important thing here. I'm gonna go over some key areas to take note of when trying on a suit, whether it's off the rack or made to measure, and also some common problem areas for most guys when trying on a suit for the first time. First, let's just talk packaging really quick, and I've got to say, they did a pretty good job with the packaging. In fact, they double boxed it, so they have a box inside of a box, which helps to keep this suit from getting all mangled. I've had some suits delivered to me in the past in just a plastic bag, and that is not any good. So kudos to them for showing that little bit of attention to detail that goes a really long way. Time for a fit check. On to what really matters, the finished product and the fit of the suit. Overall, I was impressed with the fit. Let's start off with the jacket. The jacket almost fits like a glove. The only real problem areas that I saw was that it's a bit loose around the waist and the chest area, but not so much that it requires a remake. You know, I can add some waist suppression and a simple alteration to bring in the waist a little bit. Overall, I like the looser aesthetic, a more classic drape, and not super tight fitting, which has kind of been the trend the past few years. There's enough room for me to stretch my arms out and around without feeling restricted. There's no bunching under the collar or behind the neck, which is a common problem area for many men, especially when they sit down. And more importantly, there is no dreaded collar gap. The jacket's sleeve length is proper as well, as the jacket's overall length covers my butt, which is how you want it to fit. If it's too long, you'll look like you're coming out of the 90s, or if it's cropped too short, you may be trendier, but it's not that classic silhouette that I was aiming for. As for the trousers, I feel the trousers fit beautifully. They nailed the trousers fit, no alterations needed. I like how there's a generous taper towards the ankle and the overall looser fit of the trousers. Earlier this year I wrote about men's style trends for 2018 and that wider crop trousers was on the list. Not that these pants are wide crop, but they are a bit looser than I would normally get, and you know, I'm liking that aesthetic right now. And as for the details, the fit is arguably the most important aspect of dressing well, and I have to say that I'm thoroughly impressed with Vulture suits. And best of all, they allow for you to customize the suit with your initials or whatever else you want embroidered on the inside of the jacket. It's a nice personal touch that all made-to-measure companies that I have experience with have offered. All right, so finally, number 5, let's talk customer service. So Vulture suits, they're still relatively new in the industry. They launched about a couple of years ago, and they're still very small. But regardless, the service that I received was top-notch, one of the best that I've received, period. Cecil was always ready and available to answer all of my questions in a timely manner, and he even educated me a little bit on the made-to-measure industry and why some companies are able to have such low prices. And he was also able to let me know how they were able to maintain such low prices and still keep the quality high. He also mentioned that some made-to-measure companies out there spend boatloads of money on ads, and that's just not a game that they want to partake in. But yes, their customer service, high quality, good stuff. All right, so for the price, you can get a premium Vulture suit for $359. And so that is highly affordable. One of the most affordable made-to-measure suit options that I've seen on the market today. Now I just want to talk some pros and cons. You know, the best things about Vulture suits are the highly affordable price point, the high quality for what you pay, top-notch customer service. There are plenty of fabric options. There's a quick turnaround, and it's double-boxed packaging. Where there's room for improvements, the cons, they need an updated website with a more user-friendly visual experience, add more customization options, period. And you know, I applaud their you see it, we make it program, but your mileage may vary really. They did a fairly decent job with the one that I sent them, but I just think that it's something that is very hard to nail, and so you really got to keep your expectations low when it comes to something like that. All right, so in closing, you know, I was a little bit skeptical when Cecil first reached out to me about Vulture suits. And you know, oftentimes in menswear you get what you pay for. You know, H&M, brands like Forever 21 Men's, you know, they have low quality products for cheap prices. But you know, I was surprised to find out that Vulture Suits offers a great product for great service, and it's just, they do an overall great job. So you know, if you're looking for a budget option when it comes to made-to-measure suits and you're just looking to try something out, something new, something different, you know, Vulture Suits is definitely an option, one of the first options that I would recommend for guys to try out. You know, forget about all the other big name made-to-measure companies, try going small, and you know, you might be surprised. It also helps that they have a 14-day remake policy, and so if the suit is not to your liking, you can send it back within 14 days and they will just remake the suit for you, or you can get that $50 alteration credit so that you can go to any tailor and they can like fix it up for up to $50, which you know is pretty standard when it comes to made to measure. So I forgot to mention one thing. Cecil was kind enough to offer a discount code for you guys, so if you want an additional $20 off the already low prices at Vulture Suits, then you can put in the code GENTW at checkout and that'll give you an additional $20 off. So yeah, if you are looking to get that, hop on it quick because it only lasts until May 31st, I believe, 2018. And so you have about a little over a month to get that discount. So yeah, hop on it if you're looking for a highly affordable suit that is probably gonna fit you really well. So yeah, that's all I got. See you guys in a bit. But yeah, given my experience with the brand, I highly recommend it. And if you're in the market for a new suit or you want a suit replicated, you know, why not give Vulture Suits a try? All right, guys, so thank you as always for watching. You know, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos like this once a week, trying to right now. But I'm currently on vacation in Australia, so it's been difficult to put out content on a consistent basis. But I'm sure you guys know how it is when you're on holiday. It's just very difficult to do any type of work. But yeah, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave some comments down below. And you know, if you have any questions about the brand and you just overall made to measure in general, just leave some comments down below. I read and answer every comment. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. Cheers to your style, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.